Hi everyone. Today at Feeling Sisters, we have a wonderful guest. Her name is Ella. She has her own YouTube channel, but instead of me talking, because remember it's about you, I'll have her do all the talking. Hi Ella, how are you?
Hi Sal, how are you? I am amazing.
Oh, that's good. First off, it's like I am so thrilled to have you in this, in our little channel over here. And as far as you as a tarot reader, as an astrologer, also, I am very, very thrilled that you have graced us with your presence all the way from, I believe you flew in from
New York.
New York. Ladies and gentlemen, from New York, and we're here in LA. We shoot our channel, our in YouTube space. So I'm so honored that she flew here, guys. Okay. So Ella, let's start first by telling us about you as a as you one of the like a feeling sister, as an energy, as a feminine energy. How do you embody yourself as far as just being you and showing it to the world?
You know, I have a pretty intense chart, to be honest. So there
Okay.
is constantly this different aspects, I guess, of myself trying to, get integrated. And, as a feminine energy, I actually learned that the balance of the masculine and the feminine is the most important thing. So this is something I'm trying to kind of find right now because, a lot of what I do requires kind of me using my intuition a lot, like using my intuition, but at the same time I have to keep myself balanced. So I think this balance of masculine and feminine within is something we should all try to also find balance with, because it's very easy to get to either one side or the other.
Right. I also understand that you as an intuitive, it's like first, how old were you when you started developing this intuition?
Yeah, so this one is interesting question because I was thinking actually how to more accurately, right, answer that. And I think it started early for me as a child. I was a little bit unusual, I had all kind of experiences. I could hear sometimes things, but it was nothing too crazy. My parents would have different books at home, on astrology. I don't know about tarot, but maybe palm reading and stuff. And I was very drawn to it.
And who in the family was the palm reader?
My father.
Oh wow! So it runs in the family.
I think we all are intuitive, yeah. But no one, kind of went to go all in, that kind of thing. I was the first person.
As far as you as an individual person, I've learned also that you moved away in search of a specific vision. Tell us something about that vision.
So I was 18 years old and I was living back in my home country. And there was just 1 year. Something happened where I got this, it's crazy, remembering that. I got this vision, this voice. It wasn't really a vision, it was more like a voice, where, it told me that I'm meant to move to the US by myself,
Okay.
and just go and figure out how to do it, figure out the details. And it was such crazy moment for me because I think this is where my awakening started.
And how old are you at that time?
18 years old.
18 years old. And
Yeah.
where, from which
I was born in Uzbekistan, so this is where I was.
Uzbekistan,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, so it's a small country in Central Asia. And so this is how it started for me, but I didn't really have a vision of myself as being astrologer or tarot reader or anything like that. I was studying it kind of low-key over the years. I came to the US, I wanted to study. I was
at a
also
very young age.
I know. I'm remembering that, and I'm what I was thinking, what my parents thinking, yeah. So it's insane.
So first stop in U.S., which
New York.
Of course, center of the universe, the world.
I was actually gonna go to LA first, but I
Okay.
was not very organized, so I missed some deadlines for my school I was applying to.
Okay.
And they were like, "You're gonna go to New York," and I think it was meant to be that way. So yeah. It's
How was New York?
So I arrive and I'm I'm just meant to be here. I don't know. It was so crazy. I was so excited. Because, you're an 18-year-old kid. You've never seen anything like this in your life because I didn't really travel much as a child. So, and I arrive and it's just all of these colors and people and, different opportunities. I was, kind of thrown into it.
Now, as far as you're 18, so let's go back there. So you landed 18 years old, Ella, okay, in it's in the metro, it's where all the trains are going on, guys. So it's a crazy, crazy, Manhattan, of course. So how did you cope up? Where did you anchor yourself first?
Wow, it's a good question. I mean, I was going to school, so I was kind of all over the city. I was trying to live in the city because that's where everything was happening, but obviously it was hard. So I lived in Brooklyn for a little bit. I lived in even like Bronx because that's where my school was. I was all over. I was very unstable, to be honest. It was not like, oh, I came and all the doors open. I was excited, which is why like I would sometimes like not eat or whatever, like, or, kind of have to figure out my things as I go. But I was so excited.
When you were figuring it out, as far as like your career, what did you anchor yourself into?
So I was very interested in music and I was songwriting for a very long time. And I started doing that kind of, it wasn't really professional start because I was just putting also my stuff on like SoundCloud and everywhere.
Your own music?
Yeah, my own music. I was writing my own songs. And there were like different DJs who started like reaching out.
And one in particular you would be which DJ?
So actually, I got to meet a lot of people because I was in the nightlife. There was, I got to meet many different people and like even big DJs like Avicii. I used to see him like maybe 4 or 5 times a year, and it was actually kind of sad memory for me because he was gone so early and we are like almost same age. But it was a crazy environment because it was like very quickly it all kind of, I was in college and next thing you know I'm like in this nightlife seeing all these huge acts.
So
and yeah.
What led you, Ella, to from that crazy lifestyle that you were mentioning? It's like, was there a moment, a turning point where you felt like, you know what, this is not for me anymore, and how did you deal with that part?
So yeah, it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's like long story, but so I was doing all of that and it was going good. I was actually getting like amazing position even in a good label I was interviewing for. I was getting my own stuff out. And then I think it was 2012.
Okay.
Where things were like going amazing for me on the surface. Deep down, I was not happy because I felt I'm losing focus. It looks like, yes, I'm accomplishing things, but at the same time, like the chaotic environment of everything started really getting into me.
Okay.
And something happened that year where I just again started hearing this like voice, or it was just this intuitive feeling where I was kind of like asked if what I'm doing right now is the way I see myself as a purpose. Like the way I present myself, what I say, what I even like speak about or think about. And I was just like, no, this is not
this is not it anymore.
This is not who I am. Like, it's not even so much about not doing anything creative anymore. It was more about I felt like I had to change as a person, transform. And I remember I wrote in my diary that sometimes before you can become an artist you need to become a person who can become the artist. And I felt I was just not that. And so I just heard that again, kind of like voice, which told me that I have to really work on myself right now. I started getting very much into like just meditation at that point.
Okay,
and
so you were now leaning towards spirituality.
Spirituality, and
Okay.
it was crazy because it's like there was this magical world, and I guess like awakening, like first stage always feels as this like you can fly kind of thing. It feels so amazing and happy, and you just see the light everywhere, like everything is good kind of thing. So this was when I went all in studying like very, very in-depth astrology, and I was just like fish in the water in that.
Okay, and then it's like after the turning point, you realized, it's like it wasn't meant for you anymore. It's a chapter of your life that is basically flipping over to the next page. And then now you see this new page of your life, which is, it's like as far as your spiritual awakening, you started meditating, and then, but what led you next, towards, for example, to open your channel? Because that's where a lot of people here are wondering also. It's like how does one person who's pursuing her own dreams in New York finally open her own channel and just pushing it to the limit?
So I think it was not such like a smooth journey. Once again, there was like a lot of different things. Even after spiritual awakening, different doubts, different like kind of testing moments came. And I think there was this one moment where I met someone.
Okay.
So I met a person, and like I was already doing tarot astrology, but I never kind of thought of like doing a YouTube. It was never crossing my mind. But I was kind of like going through some stuff with that person, and I actually started watching YouTube. I discovered your channel there. I'm like not even making this up. And your Scorpio, I think, readings were like about my life. And I was watching and watching, and I don't know, it was kind of like it all came together. I was like, let me just try, let me just put some videos out. And
There you go.
my channel just started growing very fast. Like, and I just felt like I can really do this, and people like really connect with me, and I don't know, it's kind of like all went from that
And then
point.
that's where you give birth to your channel.
Yeah, yep.
So let's talk a little bit something about this person that you've met.
Sure.
Because everybody wants to know about that for sure.
Yep.
So let's talk about this special person. And this is crossing in the path of your awakening, opening up your channel.
Yes.
How was that whole experience?
Okay, so let's hope I won't cry or anything, but so I met a person, and I was kind of like in the middle of everything, still kind of exploring things, but nothing grounded. And so I met a person, and a Leo, by the way.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, so just, and I guess I fell in love, let's call it this way, and I cannot explain what this feeling was, but it was like, he was the most amazing thing, I've ever seen, and we became friends. I became friends with also all of his friends, and I was extremely drawn to him, so I actually even ended up moving where he was.
Okay.
So, which is a different country.
So you're a person who does not stop until there is no limit.
No.
Oh.
Like if I really want something,
Right.
that's it, we go. Sometimes I just kind of like, I'm not sure.
Basically, you trust your intuition.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
So, if there's anything that you wanna tell, people who watches us here, as far as you following your intuition, how do you do that? Like, is there a signal? Is there a synchronicity? Do you pray about it?
Yes. I think honestly, like praying is very important, because I know like it's like right now we're all manifesting and everything, but sometimes you just kind of surrender and you ask the light in whatever way you resonate to help you. It does. It worked for me all my life. I had so many turbulent situations. It worked, and I think there is this. Every person, no matter how intuitive you consider yourself to be, you have this inner, I think, GPS of your soul. And I think if you follow it, it's not guaranteed you're not going to make a mistake. It's not guaranteed that it's going to be all perfect, but it's going to take you where you need to be. And I always feel like it's better to even, go through some kind of challenge, but it comes from your soul, something you want to learn, rather than not do anything and then kind of just be in this space where you are. Like,
that is amazing. I like that. The
Yeah.
inner GPS.
Inner GPS, yeah.
So there you
Inner
go.
GPS.
So for Ella, she calls it inner GPS. So if anybody who's watching there, and it's like you connect with Ella's story, with her awakening, meeting someone special, and then at the same time pursuing things, it's like that was her calling. She went through different exploration as far as like as a young person moving into the biggest city in the world where it's so chaotic, to finding your soul path, and also meeting someone special down the line, and yet it's like nothing has stopped her. I want to thank you, Ella, for for gracing us for today in Feeling Sisters. Ella is the first person also that has graced us in our studio here. And also, like, if you guys don't know her channel, we're gonna put all her information, her Instagram, her YouTube channel. You can follow and subscribe to her channel. And then I watch Ella's channel. Okay, so if you're watching me, you better watch her channel. Okay. So, if any closing words that you would like to share to everybody.
I would just, first of all, thank you, Sal, because it just means so much that you invited me for this, because I started my channel inspired by yours, so that's really cool. And thank you for what you do. And to everyone who is watching, I guess, just especially this year that's coming, 2020, it's so important to just follow your heart, find something that you love, find your true self-expression, go for it. Don't doubt yourself, and, just treat everyone with love and respect, and that's really...
There you go. So we're closing it with treat everybody with love and respect. That's Ella, and we'll see you again in the next episode.